Meditations, Monday morning meditation. Today's topic, we will continue from this fantastic book, Challenge for Discipleship. And I'm going to read some beautiful excerpts for you from chapter 11, titled The Disciple as a Building Engineer. And I'll just read two small sections that I absolutely love, and they really speak to me very, very deeply. And then at the end of the chapter, we have a lovely quote from Agni Yoga, Fiery World, Volume 3, Paragraph 7. I love this, and it is something that a disciple says and promises. So when I read it, I'd like you to just close your eyes and just visualize what the words mean to you. So let's go ahead and start. If you have your book, open it to page 82. And I love this topic, the disciple as a building engineer. As you probably all know, TSG is building our new center. And I see how many months and years it has taken our engineers, our builders, our design team, so many of them, you cannot believe how many of them have put in so many hours meticulously designing and measuring and fixing and repairing and going back over things. And I thought, you know, building our soul consciousness is not much different than building a beautiful big building. How much time it takes and how much effort and caring and dedication it takes. And this is a topic that I'd love to take up some other time and really talk about it, like a seminar length topic on what it takes to build the human soul as much as it takes to build a beautiful center. So I'd like to read some of these with you. And you know, if you've built anything or been involved in designing and building anything, even a remodel, you know how much work it takes and how much effort and clarity. Also, if you have lived in buildings that have chips and cracks in them, they weren't built just right. So you know how much effort it takes to even repair it. So let's go ahead and start. Chapter 11, The Disciple as a Building Engineer. A disciple is a building engineer who builds his life according to the laws and principles of construction. Now, you have to build things according to construction. If not, if an earthquake comes or a river flows or it rains too much, your construction is going to leak or shift. So this happens also in our life. Sometimes we don't know the laws of building our discipleship life. And these books give us those laws, and I'll talk about one of them. So he says this is a very important statement. The disciple has a plan and a purpose. So ask yourself, why am I studying the books? Why am I meditating? Why am I bothering? What is my purpose? What is my plan in doing all of this? What that does is it inspires the direction, the divine will in you. And when that is inspired and starts being activated, your life will slowly start changing. He wants to build something very beautiful. Of course we do. We want a beautiful life, a beautiful family, beautiful relationships with our coworkers. That construction is nothing else but his life. Not only his present life here on this planet, but his life in future eternities on earth and in the supramundane world. Look at the expanse of vision Torkom is giving us in this book. So we build a life for now and for the next 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, however old you are, how long you're going to live, but you're going to also think of eternities. Because everything that we do now, everything that we put in place right now in our life will have its rewards in our next life, and even before we incarnate as we live in the higher worlds. The disciple never uses anything for his building that is going to cause him trouble in the future. Wow, this is strong. This book is not pulling punches for us, it's telling us as it is. Because as disciples, one of the things that we learn is we must face truth. We must face reality. You see, a disciple is not somebody who just goes to church or sings psalms and does meditations or reads books and says he's interested in spiritual things. A disciple is somebody who is constructing every minute, consciously constructing. So this is really important. For example, he does not build half of the foundation with good wood and half of it with rotten wood. The disciple chooses all the best materials for his building. He builds everything with high quality materials. So as you think of what materials you use to build your life, think of the highest quality that you can find. What does the disciple build? His building materials are his actions. Okay, the actions, physical, emotional, mental, words, and thoughts. Everything the disciple does builds his building. Every single minute. Every word he speaks builds his building. Every thought he has goes into the building or tears it down. Okay, now this content keeps going, and then Torkom discusses 12 important tasks for the disciple. And we're not going to talk about all 12, but just the first one that I found so important. And I'll just read one portion of it. A disciple must know his value or her value. You have to know what is your value. When we think we're trash, we're going to act like trash. If we think we are just like wounded animals, we're going to act like that. But what is your value? What is your divinity in you that gives you the greatest value? If you do not know your own value, you cannot be a disciple. This is not show off, oh, I can do this, I'm a psychic, I'm just a great intuitive, and all that garbage. You're going to know what is your deep value. Okay? What is your gift to humanity or just to the life around you? It could be your house, your plants, your flowers, your kitty cats, and your pets. Okay, what is your value? You must know your value. If you respect yourself, you are a high quality human being. I'll leave it up to you to think, what does it mean to respect myself? We're not talking about cheap behavior, low level behavior, but self respect. Okay? If you do not respect yourself, you are a cheap human being. Nobody will respect you if you do not respect yourself. This goes to all of us, from the highest leaders in the world to the workers in our grocery stores. You have to have self-respect. To respect yourself means to know your own value and to do nothing in your life that will cheapen your value. Actually, a disciple is a person who increases his value. And how do we increase our value? Here are a few steps. And think about these and see if you can do them in this week. First, fuse yourself with greater values and greater beauties. See what is really valuable for you and very beautiful, and fuse yourself with that in your thoughts, in your feelings, in your meditations. Next, use your mind in a sane way, not insane. Sane means truth, reality, fact-finding. Our world is full of falsities and lies, and if we hook into that mentally, it'll derange our mind. This is so important. I hope you think about that. Number 3, using his words constructively, to construct, to heal, to uplift, not to demean. And that goes for your self-talk as much as it does when you talk to others. Educating himself. Educate yourself and see what education means. It could be a formal education, continuing education, education in a special field, whatever it is. Continue using your mind. I remember my mom, even in her 90s, she would read heavy-duty books and really educated herself. She loved history and politics and kept reading. She would read and be interested in the news and what's going on in the world. And she was bright-minded and clear-headed all the time. That's beautiful. Now next, this is so nice, becoming more patient. Okay, patient with yourself, more disciplined, and less controlled by his lower self. Patient means have the long-term view. Discipline means put yourself under discipline. Don't say I'm going to eat all that sweet stuff today and not worry about it. And at the same time, patient means I'm not going to lose 20 pounds in one day, okay, or whatever it takes. I'm not going to be a total perfect meditator in 1 week. It doesn't work that way. So you're going to have discipline and patience and what that means. Next, this is again very important for all of us. speaking about the truth, thinking about the truth, and living a truthful life. I would say for all of us, make sure that you are an agent of beauty, goodness, and truth, and do not give in to untruth, lies, and fabrications. So important. Okay, so that's it for today. There are 12 of them here, and they are beautiful. If you don't have this book, get it. I really, really recommend this book. If you don't read anything else for the rest of your life, this book is enough. Study it and commit to it and meditate on everything that you read. Let me read for us on page 86 the beautiful quote from Agni Yoga. And close your eyes. I'd like you to just take this as a meditation. It's a little bit different than what we normally do, but I'm going to read it very slowly, and I'd like you to just focus on what the words mean and visualize them so that you bring it to life. Imagine if hundreds and thousands of us do this. We share this teaching with everyone and spread these beautiful visualizations to everyone in the world. We can make a difference. So the master says, I give this farewell bidding to the disciple. Okay, this is what he is saying to the disciple. Now close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Keep your chin down and a smile on your face. And the master is telling us that our prayer should be the following. And you can repeat after me if you like, or just let it sink into you and listen to it and visualize it. Thee, O Lord, I shall serve in everything. Imagine you are saying this to a great one or your solar angel. I shall serve in everything, always and everywhere. Let my path be marked by the attainment of selflessness. When the disciple realizes in his heart the joy of the path, now look at the path in your imagination and be filled with joy. What opportunities wait for us? A path which knows no friction, because all is transformed in the joy of service. When you serve, everything opens for you. Then it is possible to open before him the great gates. Now visualize gates slowly opening as you approach on the path. Amidst higher concepts, the disciple must remember in his heart the records of light. Remember the light, the goodness that you have done, the beauty that you have brought, the words that you have spoken. Remember them as you travel the path toward the gates that are opening. Amidst the frightening manifestations, the disciple must remember about the records of darkness. Remember, there's also darkness, but you are walking in the light. You understand. There is inscribed upon the shield of light, that shield of light that you carry with you. What is inscribed on it? Just imagine that for a minute. Lord, I come alone. I come in a manifested achievement. I shall reach the goal. I shall reach it. Let's repeat that one more time. Lord, I come alone. I come in a manifested achievement. I shall reach the goal. I shall reach it. And there is inscribed upon the shield of light. Look at your shield of light that you're carrying. And what is inscribed on it is honesty, devotion, and self-abnegation. We don't do any of this for show off, but to be of service. But fearful are the records of darkness. See, darkness doesn't walk toward the light boldly, they hide. Let the hand of the disciple refrain from inscribing upon these permanent scrolls. Do not inscribe lies, hypocrisy, betrayal, selfhood. And let's visualize again that shield of light that we are carrying, walking that path toward the gates that are opening for us. And our shield is inscribed with honesty, devotion, and self-abnegation. See yourself in that light, a disciple walking in the light.